And of course, Jim disappears off screen as
I'm
soon
around.
as
Don't worry about
we're live.
I just forgot my ice.
In 3, 2,
Dude,
where the hell's the host?
disappear. All right, so well, there's Jim.
Just in
Everyone here,
time.
Nailed
welcome,
it.
welcome, welcome. So this is another episode of Over the Pint, our neglected live streaming show. But we are gonna try and keep this going. Summer's hard.
Yeah,
Summer's
it's not
hard.
neglected. It's just that kid that it's a Generation X kid. You set it out to play on its own, and eventually it comes in for dinner.
That's right. Yeah, come back when the street lights come on.
Exactly.
So not neglected. Not neglected. Not a latchkey.
Just free range.
Yeah. So,
Welcome to
so yeah,
Free Range.
welcome. 3 people on a screen. Jim's like the oddball, no hat.
Valid. It's a valid point. I'm not
I typically
denying
don't see
it.
you in a ball cap though, Jim.
No. Well, Eric seems to be more than anybody
I got
else.
my haircut. I just didn't do anything with it, so I was like,
Same.
cap on.
I need a new ball cap. That's why.
Oh, bro, I can get you one of these bad boys. Are you a fitted guy or do you prefer a snapback?
You know what? I used to be a fitted. Now, as long as it fits my head, I could care less.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of I got angry at the fitted a while back, like years back, and I'm like, give me the old trucker cap. Like, you never go wrong when you can set its size.
That's true. You know, it's one of those funny things too. Is like I feel like my head has gotten fatter as I've aged.
All that knowledge. It's all that knowledge.
Sure, let's call it that. I was going to call it alcohol abuse, but hey, I like your answer more.
Does it go that way?
But
Over
I mean,
pint, right?
it's like all of my old like Hurley hats and stuff like that just don't fit.
Yeah, my problem is I wear hats swimming.
Oh, what?
So fitted caps, they do not do well with water.
No.
Oh, my hats are abuse. I'm like the Bart Simpson. I had my lucky red cap that was dirty, musty. Like it went everywhere with me. Like it would be covered in mud, and the way I cleaned it was jumping in a pool. Like I abuse my I can't keep nice sneakers. I abuse my clothing because I wear it all.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. My shoes have about, on average, a 6-month lifespan.
Yeah, Eric, your hats. You seem to treat them well.
I used to have a large hat collection. I've been always a hat guy, but I lost them all in the fire. But no, I've been trying to rebuild. I just find I don't know, I'm lazy. I hate doing my hair.
Just shave your head.
Just change my hat, right?
But yeah, what were you just before we came on? We were going over. Oh, I was talking with Colin there. Like as much we get great content, we get great interviews and stuff like that for the podcast. But what I find is missing, because we're so busy trying to get all that content in, is we're not getting our conversation and actually like chatting about what we're taking in. We're just letting them go and then walking away. And I think that's that's something that's great if we were making videos to upload online for people to click to and watch. But I think with the podcast, like I like our dialogue, frankly. Like I like our dialogue. I love the dialogue that now we got with Colin and Jay. It just fits who we are. So I think we got to let other people see that. Like I think it would make all the difference.
We should almost set up a camera on us as the producers, so we can.
Well, the last time we were in there recording, like I wished I had my phone ready because you two were doing your little dance behind the camera, and I was doing everything not to bust laughing.
Not me.
Well, it's almost like, and it's funny, Jim, that you bring it up because this is exactly what Eric and I were talking about before you logged on. Because you guys have such great repartee. You know, I've worked with a lot of different people within the podcast space, mostly solo hosts.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, for them, obviously the big focus is how do they build rapport with the guests? Are they well prepared for them? You know, that kind of thing. but you guys play off each other so well, and you're absolutely friggin' hilarious when one of you gets on a tear. And so I'm kind of thinking like maybe one of two things here, right? And and this is for the whole world to decide. So we'd love to see your comments here in the chat.
Yes.
And what you guys all have to say out there in Streamland. But or let's call it the yard. Yeah, all you out there in the yard. But
or two.
I'm wondering if like one, we just simply go down to one interview per show and maybe extend it a little bit so you have a little bit more time with them, but leave the rest of the time for the two of you to just kind of like discuss and go on a tangent.
And I think that's where I think as we grow into our roles of podcasters, we're learning that definitely. But yeah, I think that's what I always had in my mind. It's just somehow we got structured this way, and it's kind of just stuck with us these last few episodes. But you know what I just thought of?
No,
we didn't even introduce Colin and what we're doing.
No, we didn't. And I just got an email. I just got an email from JB. Like, are we still doing this tonight?
It's like we're right here.
We're here, Jay.
Did you just message him?
No, I didn't message him.
Oh, okay. Well, let me grab the invite link here.
Oh, did he not get it?
He might not have.
Oh wait, here it is. Damn it! Yeah, this is still happening. Yeah, I got
this.
So we're just standing by, hanging out, trying to make it happen.
You already got it to him.
Yeah, I just shot it.
Okay, perfect. Oh, he must have missed it in the other email.
Well, I mean, that thread's been busy this week.
That thread, yeah, I guess. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
All right, well, we should actually introduce you, though, because most people know me and Jim if they're on our socials. But today we have Colin, who is our producer of our podcast, Community Game Plan. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself, your company,
sure,
how you got involved, and what shenanigans you have to deal with us.
Oh man, you guys are a blast. Well, but it's a good shout too, right? Because we are now kind of officially in this zone of transition, right? You guys have moved over from one production studio and it started working with us, myself and Jay Fisher, who you all are going to meet here very shortly.
Soon. Yeah.
And so, there is like, I don't want to call them growing pains because we've been having so much fun. There hasn't been any pain involved, but
there's been growing.
But there's definitely been growth. Welcome, Jay.
Welcome, Jay.
It's Jay.
Somebody's
You might want to check the ground on your mic there, pal. Yeah.
I just muted him. He has major feedback, Jay.
It's all good.
I thought he was in an airplane. I mean, he is in an airplane. Our one of our producers is currently in his private jet right now, flying back to get ready to shoot next week.
But I mean, more to my point is that because we're sort of in this period of transition, so we've done a couple of recording sessions together now. I think we're all starting to feel a little bit differently about what we want out of the show, like us as producers, as well as the two of you as the actual hosts and, shall we say, the curators, so to speak, of Community Game Plan. And so, like, it's been a really interesting kind of like month and a half, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we've been throwing around so many different ideas and, we're getting closer and closer, I think, as you all have heard previously. We're already discussing like, well, how else do we want to change this format?
So it's good, but we need to change this now.
But this is part of the thing, right? So like
the growing pains.
That's it. And you guys aren't settling on any one thing. We're having constant conversations about how can we make better. Yeah. And I think that that's really important because I think people fall into format or fall back onto format and get really, really comfortable with it. And hey, if it works, it works. That's great. Yeah. But the reality is I think we are now getting closer and closer to what your original vision probably represented.
I think we had an idea on paper.
Yeah.
And then we had an idea in our head. And on paper, it seems like a good business plan. It seems like a good model until you put us in front of the cameras. And it's like, okay, it's kind of us, but it's missing. Like you said, it's like we could fall back to that format of, okay, it was good enough. What we wrote made sense. Like, we want the education, we want the interviews, we want to show that we're part of the community. But it's not having the interaction of two people who are just trying to be relaxed and share that information. We're more on education, and it's like we don't always fully agree. Like, we're both here to help as much as we can, but we're not the same person. And like, our personalities are showing that, and we're like, okay, what more can we do? Like, how can we make this more what we're looking for? And that's like, so we're bouncing that off of you guys, because like you said, we might have curated it. We made that it's a good enough platform, which we do a lot on here. We do it's good enough on Over a Pint. We don't want that for the game plan. We want the game plan to be more than Over the Pint.
Yeah, and that's a fair shout too, because, and I think, to that point, and kind of going over the discussions that we've had sort of over the last few weeks, this has certainly been a much more collaborative effort when it comes to the actual production of the show. My experience is being on either one side of the fence or the direct other side of the fence, and being like, all right, you want to do a show, this is the strategy, this is what we should do, and kind of advising in that way, or being told, this is our show, this is what we do, we just need you to produce it. And please keep your trap shut, which is something that I find very difficult.
That's true.
They don't let you do your dance?
Typically no. I think I can honestly say yours is the first production recording session that I have ever danced for more than 5 seconds.
That's what I said. We need a camera behind us, staring back at you two.
Yeah, but and again, I feel like again a good reason, like why we have you two here today as our guests, is I think that's just, you hit the nail on the head with the collaboration. It is a collaboration. Like, we are realtors. That's what we are. We aren't producers. We aren't directors. We aren't, like, by any means influencers. Like, we are realtors first.
We're masters of unlocking doors and opening doors.
Right? And so this is one of those doors we're unlocking. We're saying, you guys, this is you. Like, help us. So,
but again, it goes back to everything Jim and I, like, why you and I connected in the first place was because we love to educate, we love to collaborate, we love learning something new, and then we can combine it now with these guys who are also learning, growing, and wanting to learn, but they're using us as guinea pigs in a way too, which is, I don't care. But they're not reinventing the wheel. None of us are reinventing the wheel. We're just putting our own spin on it.
Well, this is exactly guys, podcasting's been around for a while.
Oh yeah. We've been slow getting into this.
Well, but the funny thing about it is, I mean, you could take a bunch of different attitudes towards it, really, at the end of the day. Like, Jim, I think you said it really, really well, and I think this is where the vast majority kind of live, is like, okay, let's get it recorded, let's make it good enough, right? Not to quote the Astoria moment or Marshall McLuhan, but the medium is the message. But I mean, the reality is that you can live in that space and have a great following, a great viewership, a great listenership, and that's fine. There is nothing wrong with the good enough mentality. Then there's the other mentality of, like, I want to be the next Joe Rogan Experience, which is like, well, good friggin' luck, because that guy's coming in with a network 1 million strong before day one,
and decade of experience.
This is it. Like, I mean, like him or lump him, and I'm not the hugest fan of JRE, but the guy is a professional sportscaster. Right. And so he brings a lot of that skill set. to his show. And then, on the other side, you've got and this is my favorite place. This is my favorite kind of attitude is that, like, I've got this message, or I've got this really cool network, or this really cool business that I want to promote, or these people who I want to help promote. This is a great place to do it. This is a great way to do it. And, there's so many different businesses out there in different niches, in different market sectors, who I promise you, if they put their heads together for more than a few hours, they'd come up with an idea that is interesting to at least their main customer base. And I think what you guys have sort of stumbled upon, so to speak, is that beautiful hybrid between and Jim, you've already said it, like we're realtors. We have this expertise. We have these skill sets, that we kind of bring. And on the other side, you're both really, really great people, and you're both really, really involved within community, specifically through that lens of kids sport, or general sport, I should really say. And so you have this really cool equilibrium between those two sort of worlds, or those two different ecospheres. And the way that I think you guys have brought that together on Community Game Plan is truly unique, right? That's not something that, anybody could sit here and just do, right? And that's why I find it so interesting. That, and you guys are super fun to work with. You're really funny, and moreover, to the point, you're knowledgeable. You're not starting off within real estate.
Brand new. No.
Yeah, exactly. You're not brand new at the game, so you're
not
coming
new to
with that
the game.
experience.
Yeah, and well, that's also it. It's like, how do we share the information with the people who frankly want to hear it? And that's the big part. And, like, I guess part of what we do is we've all had the parents around, like, while coaching. I've had teammates while I was running my own team. I can't go to a pub, like, whether I go for an event with the rugby team or if I go with Rotary, I can't go to a pub without a question or a comment, or even to a friend without somebody just saying, "Hey, by the way, this I can went to pick up my daughter from daycare today." And it's like, question for you: is this a possibility? And they just blurt out some random, and I'm like, well, without getting into advising you, let me give you the basics on how this works. And they're like, oh, well, like, is that something you can tell me? I'm like, that's something you could find yourself. Like, there's this wonderful thing, like NSAR, NSREC, they have places to get all this information. Korea, it's like, nobody's going there. And, like, again, I go there, but I'm in the industry. I'm educating myself. Why educate yourself if you're not going to teach somebody else?
Oh, Jim, I love that, buddy. Dude, like, that is the mentality, though. Like, knowledge is to be shared as freely as we possibly can. I appreciate we are all in for-profit businesses. We are all here to, I'm not going to say make money, but sustain our lifestyles, to sustain our living. And I know that there's nobody in this room who owns more than one boat. So this is not a greed thing. but at the end of the day, it's so important, right? And I think that's what lends itself so well to your guys' podcast, is that you are openly sharing this information. And yes, there's always that call to action, like, hey, let's book a call, let's talk about what you got going on. But that's not the impetus.
No.
That's not the reason.
No, that's the thing. Jim and I both have been in separate brokerages in the past, and we've given education to the other agents of stuff that we've known. It's, there a lot of times I didn't get anything back from my brokerage. Sometimes you did, sometimes you didn't. But at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure the agents around me even were knowledgeable about something new, like social media. Back in the day when I started, that was huge, or it wasn't huge. And it took me and a few other people to actually start using it, and then other people were like asking us, but I didn't hold it back. I hold maybe some back, but for the most part, I taught them everything I knew at that point.
Yeah, but I mean, Jim, I think said it really, really well too. Eric, is that like there's a line that is crossed when you are giving advice, like professional, expert advice.
And we have to be very careful. Like,
yeah,
I have people in New Brunswick that have reached out to me to ask me real estate advice, and I'm like, honestly, like, I really can't answer that. But I can say, maybe you should look at this, or maybe you should look at that. But at the end of the day, I'm
or
not in that
talk to
province
these
anymore.
guys or this person.
Right.
Like, she's been in this for this. Like, talk to her. She'll answer your question.
I was saying, I don't mind giving free advice, and everybody that knows me knows that. But there are times, like, I have one instance that it was a constant thing. But then I found out this person was also already working with a real estate agent elsewhere. So, I mean, I couldn't help them because they're out of province, so that doesn't matter. But why ask me questions when you already hired somebody who's your direct person working for you? Like,
is it a trust thing? Is it do you just not like what you're hearing?
That's kind of what
sometimes
I'm
I feel like they're checking them.
Yeah, there is a lot of that going on too.
Yeah.
Listen, it happens in my business all the time.
It's like, this is what my person told me, but let me get a second opinion. Like, and that's why I recently, like, I've been burned it a few times, but it's just like, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I'm going to tell you where I get my information from.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to ask me, like, especially if you're a friend or something, like, if I don't know you from Joe in the Wall, I find out you have somebody, you're working with somebody, it's like, please go to them. Yeah. My best friend in the world comes to me and says, dude, like, what do I do about this? First thing I say is, like, you have a realtor. I can't, like, I cannot advise you. I'm sorry. Like, there's nothing I can do. If you have an issue, bring it up to your agent. Like, let them know you have a problem. Let them know what it is. I bet it'll work itself out.
Yeah.
And even just saying that makes them feel confident to talk to the realtor.
Yeah.
Like, instead of just sitting back saying, oh, I'll just do whatever they tell me to do. It's not what it is. Talk to the person. Let them know there's a problem. They might be reading cues wrong. They don't know you 50 years, 20 years, even 5 years. Yeah. They might not know your cues. So just And I found the biggest issue they have is being honest and open with their own agent. So they try to sneak information from another one, like at an open house, and it's just like, dude.
It goes the other way too. I mean, I've had buyers. It feels, they've gone around my back to talk to other people, and I'm like, why? They're like, I hate the excuse. Oh, I thought you'd be too busy. I'm like, you're my client. I'm never too busy.
That's kind of it. And the other piece to it too is because, like, I mean, guys, Jay and I run into this all the time too. This is very, very
constantly real. Asked to do calendars, like the fire department calendar, but you two.
Yeah.
That's a huge problem.
That's Jay's secret boudoir site.
That's
so
funny.
Welcome. We'll give Jay. Welcome back. You've been on our show once before, and our podcast. You've been on this one too, haven't you? I think so.
He's definitely been on the podcast. Have you been on the show, Jay?
He's talking, but he can't hear him.
I will.
Check
Jay
your
saying,
settings.
actually, thank you very much for inviting me. It's lovely to be here. I have never met two more amazing realtors in my life, and I just stopped in here to tell you about my new makeup brand.
Is that Jay's? That's all I
think
hear.
So.
Do you have on repeat?
Yeah, he has on repeat. It's his soundboard.
There it is. It was. He's got the soundboard going. Well,
that freaking trombone.
Jay of Capture It Photography, who's also done photography work for us. That worked out perfect. So we'll let you have your audio fix. Yeah, you keep trying that. We're just gonna keep moving on, Jay.
Maybe disconnect and reconnect. But I mean, listen, we're here all night. Autograph
the lights and eventually audio.
Now, if you guys haven't got a chance
Can we call
out there in the
Ashley to help
yard,
you? Oh,
all of you out there in the yard haven't got to hear from Jay yet, but god damn is he ever fun to work with. My god.
Oh, I've known Jay, I don't even know now, 4 or 5 years. I mean, he did my headshots for me. He's done a lot of different things, and just great person that you can just bounce ideas like you guys, like this whole podcast thing. Like I knew working with Jay, just working with him just for my photography stuff that I did with him in the past, just to bounce the ideas. And like I might have something in my head, but I remember one time like I had this idea in my head, and then he's like, "Oh well, let's go to this location," and it worked out perfect. It's same thing with you guys in the podcast now. It's like we're using Jay's studio, ideal location for us and our guests that are going to come in too. So it's, ample parking, great space, lots of room. We can change around things. And we throw something at you guys, and you guys are coming up with different ideas to work it.
Well, like we were saying before, this for me, and it's where I love to live when it comes to podcasting and video design and that sound design too, is more collaborative is better.
Yeah.
If we work together as opposed to I work for you or vice versa, you work for me, not only is the experience going to be better, but the output is going to kick a whole lot more ass.
Yeah.
Because we are actually having fun, and that translates.
Oh yeah.
Who's having fun?
For sure.
Oh, I got such good comments and such good feedback on just that quick live video I did, where I was like, "Oh yeah," and apparently we have a mascot, and everybody was like, "Yeah, everybody needs a good mascot." I'm like, "Okay, just showing a dog on this got me more like
I was like, we have a mascot
than ever before."
I didn't.
It's
I
so
talking
funny
about my rubber chicken behind me.
No, it's blue.
No.
I still want to. I've got 2 ad ideas that I want to run with you guys for some of your ad spots. One of them is the paper cutouts.
Yeah.
Oh, can't wait.
I think that's going to be hilarious. But the other piece, Jim, you had brought this up. I think this is a great idea. I'll voice over the ad copy, and one of you just mouth it. It completely out of sync. So it just looks like some old Chinese dub film.
Oh my god, I used to love those Jackie Chan movies.
Yeah,
they were my favorite. Like the older, and then the one that they Kung Pao, the Legend of the Fist, or something like that.
Oh, I know which one you mean.
And Kung Fu Hustle.
That one was good, but like this one is like it was. Oh my god, it was horrible. It was so bad, but it was meant to be. It was.
I just love watching those Bruce Lees, all those Bruce Lee stuff.
Yeah, Laura and I just, my wife and I just watched Enter the Dragon not too long ago, and there's something about those films that like they just hold up. They're entertaining, and it's like we were talking about Batman Forever.
Great movie.
But by Hollywood standards, they're kind of B films, right?
They are B films, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, Kung Pao. Yeah, I saw that on Netflix, actually. I have to watch it. But like, they're still so entertaining, and you have to also appreciate like the time, right, in which they were being filmed, and how like, at least for that short period of time, how much of a megastar Bruce Lee was.
Oh, for sure.
And it's so cool to go back and see like, yeah, okay, you can see some of the wires now when you're going back on a high definition television. You can see some of that stuff and whatever, but it doesn't ruin it.
No.
Right? It almost adds to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's one tangent.
I roll off that tangent. I just have the whole reason we brought you guys not to just show your lovely faces and say, hey, these guys do this. The whole aspect of doing, Colin just disappeared.
No, I'm still here.
Of doing the podcasts and doing this, like, where, like, do you see that as the way to do things? And if like somebody comes to you and they're like, what would the steps be from that? Like, why do a podcast, and what would you say the steps are to actually start a successful one? Not that we're there yet, but we're counting on it.
But well, I think there's two entry points. One of them is Jay, and the other is me. But really, at the end of the day, like as general advice or as general information, I think that like where I always start is who are you trying to reach? Because very, very rarely is it about you. It's always, always, always about your audience when it comes to any form of digital media. And you could be the smartest fella in the room and total polymath, and you know everything about everything and could talk about anything for as long as you want. But if you don't have an audience that is interested in what it is that you have to say, you're talking to an empty room. And that's not the point of podcasting. No. From my perspective, the thing that makes the most, there's really kind of three things. The things that make the most successful podcasts, one, it's the hosts. Whoever's hosting that show, bringing their authentic self first is what people are attracted to, I find. The other thing is guests, and kind of grouped into that is show topic, right? What are we talking about? Does it matter to the audience? Are we talking about it in a meaningful way, whether that be educational or otherwise? And then the third, and I will argue, the least important is the quality of the video. Now, obviously, you need audio and video that you can read or that you can see, audio that you can hear. Absolutely. There is a base standard line there for sure. Yeah. But the reality is if you've got a great message and you're good about identifying what your audience wants to hear, they're going to be pretty forgiving.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're really tuning in for the content.
Yeah.
And so I guess where I start with almost everybody. Now, you guys are a little bit different, right? Because you had a rockin' cast before we started working together. And so that gave us like a great platform to kind of like start from, or to great jump point. Yeah. But for somebody who's coming to me and they're like, I want to do a podcast, but I have no idea about what.
Yeah.
We spend a good solid month or two really drilling down on why do you even want to do this? Creating a successful podcast can mean a bunch of, I realized I still have my video off. I was just being cheeky.
I thought you were like wiping a booger or something.
No, I do that on camera.
I thought he went to the bathroom. So.
Or that. Yeah.
No, I went to grab another beer actually. But one of the things that I find is so important is that if you don't have an idea of who you are talking to and why you're talking to them, maybe podcasting isn't the platform, right? Maybe it's more a question of, understanding what kind of content your audience is really after.
Yeah.
Not everybody listens to podcasts. Now, is it one of the most consumed forms of media online? Sure. Great. That's awesome. But
it's something I only got into like a year and a half, 2 years ago, really. Like it's not something I even listen to very often.
I know that ever since, and similar to myself, Eric, ever since getting into the production side of it, I definitely listen to a lot more.
Yeah. Oh, I try, and that's the thing. Like my phone, I follow so many different things now, different genres and everything, and it's trying to figure out like some of the things I've been saying lately. I've heard on other podcasts. Oh, back. But I gotta learn somehow. Like, and I think from like rewatching or re-listening.
I'll go check it out.
Oh, you're high. Yeah.
What is going on?
You're definitely on an airplane.
No. All right.
There you go. Hey, Jay's here.
Oh, it's gone again. We got okay. All right.
Say something else.
Okay. And he's gone again. Oh, and he's back.
Nobody else speak. Everybody shut up.
Turn your head to the left.
Up.
Up a bit.
I saw the background noise, like your airplane noises are coming through. The jet's gone now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, you don't even need to be. You don't even need to have a live line. You're still friggin' hilarious.
And this is what it's all about.
And this is why we do shit live.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Rehearse.
Mm-hmm.
Did he just tell us what to do?
Did we like get into a Ouija board?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
No.
Yay!
We got no. And yeah.
Oh, we're social clipping this and hell out of this,
Oh,
you know.
This is incredible.
Now, somebody record just the sound of the and we'll randomly ask him questions, and we'll just push that.
We'll add it to the sound bank of the podcast.
The soundboard.
So, Jay, what do you think about this? Is this something you think somebody should do?
Are you fully licensed by the province of Nova Scotia to be conducting business?
When you order Mr. Bean on Gmail.
I think it's your line, dude. Something in your headphone line. I don't know.
Or we got on a Ouija board somehow.
It's like whenever you turn your head, we get clear signal. Other way. Speak and be heard.
Profile.
No, you gotta turn. Gotta get that.
Yeah. Gotta get that.
Try again.
Did you try jiggling the thingy?
Try
Did you
unplugging
turn the power
I was
on?
going to say, turn it off and turn it back on.
Unplug it for 5 minutes, plug it back in, and restart the system.
Turn around, do the hokey pokey.
Yeah. Do you have an account with us?
I don't know what I got.
Oh, that worked.
I don't know what I got.
When you order Mr. Bean.
Good.
It's like somebody programmed his mic
Jay.
to just say random things.
Jay, how about I just remove you and you can...
Yeah, log out, log back in, pal.
When you order Mr. Bean on TiVo and headphones. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna remove you. Go out, come back in, dude.
Yeah.
See, even when the tech messes up, it's still a good time with you two. This is my whole friggin' point.
You're punchy. That's why.
I have like tears. I'm laughing so hard.
Oh my gosh, it's too funny. It's too funny. Now, you folks out there in the yard may not be picking up on this right now. Jay is actually a tech master and has taught me a whole bunch
That's
of
why
shit
this is funny.
about my trade, audio, which is this is why this is so hilarious. But you know, the other piece is too, back to your point, is not only does he have a lovely space set up for us, but speaking of the collaboration piece, Jay, in my experience as an audio video specialist, is one of the best people to collaborate with.
Oh yeah, yeah, hands down.
Hands down. Hands down. I mean, like working with that guy is a laugh a minute, and you know, I've always stuck to the adage that like if you can't go to work and laugh, you're probably in the wrong profession.
I seriously thought he had a soundboard going though with that earlier.
It's your soundboard. Like that's a thing. I believe you're the audio and video like master with SteamYard, right? So
it's not me. I got nothing. I got no tools like that.
Eric's like, I don't know what's happening.
I can do stuff like this.
I know it's
I can
not
do like
you.
that. I can put stuff on the screen, but I don't think.
You don't think you have a soundboard?
Not on this.
And the thing is like I do online meetings with Jay all the friggin' time and never have these issues.
Yeah, he's never saying yes to you. Mm-hmm.
You know, incidentally, I'm not, and it's not to say that we butt heads because that's not what happens, but we definitely disagree.
Well, that's again, it's the whole. You can't collaborate with a bunch of yes men.
No. That's the same with
Like,
Jim and I. Like, he pushes me in one way and I push him the other way. Like,
and then we get a hold of you guys and say, "What's the middle ground?"
Yeah.
And Jay and I both look at each other and say, "How are we going to wrangle these cats?"
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. I think that's going to be like the new catchphrase. It's got to be. Mm-hmm. But it's like a lot though. Like, there's a lot you guys have brought up, and that's what I think anybody who's trying to do more than those like quick 15-second clips, like to get an actual production support behind them is what brings the ideas. Like, it's not just your idea. It's saying, this is what we feel off of you. Why don't we try something like this?
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people like who, I need to save money, I need to go it alone. You probably see more people failing after putting in a bunch than willing to continue putting in the money and trying forward.
Oh, this is it, man. And, you know, it's funny. Anybody who's within my direct business circle has heard me say this a million times. But if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the only way. And podcasting, in my opinion, even if you are a solo operator 100%, you're better served with others, even just to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, right? Like, so I think about like what would be an older example of like a completely solo podcast. And, you know, what I keep coming up against is Stuart McLean, Vinyl Cafe.
Oh God, I love that. Like,
I know.
So not alone. So not alone.
Right. And even if you just look at it from the perspective of it, he had all these characters, right? That he had built up. And my gosh, like, I mean, I've read his books. I still listen to some of the old, like,
I definitely.
broadcasts.
I went to one of his last shows in Halifax.
Was at the Cohen, wasn't it?
It was at his last one, because it was at, I think it was at the Scotia Bank Center.
Oh,
it was the Christmas one.
Hold that thought, guys. Hold that thought. Let's see. Give us a hi.
Hey, guys.
Oh!
Here he is, the man of the hour.
Welcome, Jay.
Okay, I'm going to shut up for like the next half hour. This is Jay's show now.
Hey, Joe.
Jay, please chime in on everything you wanted to say and points you wanted to make as we rambled on completely incorrectly about you, your industry, your makeup line, everything.
Well, the makeup line is still embargoed, so you know that's it's
Face by Fisher.
You know, it's just one of those things that I guess it was a weird line. That's what I'm going with, and because it just kind of kept cutting in and out, and finally I'm like, you know what? Screw the nice camera and audio setup, and I grab my laptop, and at least this way I'm here.
And you can talk to us.
and I can talk to you, and I can actually, I don't know, maybe finally break into this because I feel like I've earned it now.
I swear to God, I said to the guys, I swear to God, you had a soundboard doing that every once in a while, because it was like we were just chit chatting, and all of a sudden you hear that and it was like on cue.
Yeah, didn't know your mic was actually not working.
Yeah. Something just got really weird with the microphone, but I'll fix it in time to not be a guest again. So it'll be great. It'll be fantastic.
That'd be wonderful.
Oh man, I'm StreamYarding all of our podcast recordings from now on.
We got to get the producer cam set up because for all of you in the yard, Jay and I have a really good time.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
honestly, it's a lot of fun, and I think one of the things that I did want to chime in on earlier, because you said that you guys get a lot of people asking you about different things, and to make suggestions, and sort of short of advising them on stuff. And I think a big thing is that a lot of people don't know how to ask for what they want when it comes to something like real estate, which they don't really know, right? So having access to you guys who are who really come across as the industry experts that you are, sometimes the answer isn't even to give them the full answer. Sometimes it's figuring out, okay, well, like you said, like I can put you in touch with this this person at NSAR to get this information. But if you don't know to ask that, you don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, ironically, I'm using this example. When I years ago, I used to do sort of freelance like IT stuff. I would mostly help people fix their computers, and I'm gonna be honest, half the time I was able to do that because I knew what to Google to get to get the answer that I wanted to get the thing working. Whereas the other the person who called me just kind of went, my computer's broken.
It's like me taking my car to my buddy lately. It's making this noise.
So that kind of struck me there, and I mean, all that's telling me is that you guys are really doing the right things to really just place yourself as those industry experts, and and be those go-tos for people, and it also means that a lot of people find you guys extremely approachable, sometimes more than their own realtor, perhaps. I don't know, but
It must be
just there.
I mean, and
just there when they had the question. That's all.
Yeah, well, but I mean,
that
Jim,
that is a lot of it.
Once you get the the makeover kit, from the new line, then yeah, I mean, it'll be a no-brainer at that point.
Fish face.
Excellent. That's now the name of the new line.
It's already, so that's the secret. If you want to be successful about marketing, find something that's already a thing and just rebrand it. I have solved marketing for all of you people out there. You're welcome.
Jim, I'm sure nobody ever in the history of marketing has ever had that idea. I'm positive.
Yeah, no.
Damn it, my marketing.
I mean, yeah, find something that you like and copy it. It worked for Theory of a Nickel Creed.
Shots fired. We have a hostile element in the AO.
Oh, there we go.
Play a nice little roundabout though. Again, because we are here, we have we'll go around Eric, then we'll go Jay, then Colin. How about just something that you've constantly been asked as an industry professional? What's one of the most asked questions you've gotten?
Who do you want to start?
We're gonna start Eric, then we'll go over Jay and Colin, and then I guess I'll chime in.
Repeat that again. I wasn't paying attention. I was doing something else.
Jim was talking. I wasn't paying attention. I was doing a CMA. Like, leave me alone. I had a real question. My client wanted me. Most asked question that you find, whether it's your own client, not a client, just in the industry of real estate, what do you find is your most asked question, like that people ask you?
What's my house worth?
How do you deal with it?
What?
How do you deal with it?
So show me your house and I'll go look at comps. No.
Check it out on Viewpoint. Jeez.
Yeah.
$5.
No.
What do you want to sell it for?
That is probably one of the most common, because it's like, it's sometimes people, strangers, they find out you're a real estate agent. They're like, well, what would my house be worth? And they, like, we're in the middle of the Halifax Wanderers grounds, like watching a soccer match. And I'm like, well, let's leave this game and go over to your house and have a look. No, I'm like, but that is, I think that's probably one of the most common things. And then I get to just say, they start saying, well, my house is in this area and it's this many bedrooms, this blah, 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 blah. And they think that we can just spew a number out. Sometimes I can. I might be
like, it's my area. If you're my next door neighbor, I'll tell you exactly what it's worth. Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. Is like, we cover all of HRM. Like, we go Truro, Windsor, we go all the way up. We go all the way down the South Shore. Every market's
you
different.
do. I go Windsor.
But, well, I'll go down the Bridgewater way, Lunenburg that way. I won't go down further South Shore, but basically Bridgewater up to Ecom, kind of that coast that I cover. But still, it's what I'm trying to say is like, most of my focus, most of my clients are still in the city, so my focus and my head space for numbers are city properties. But when somebody starts saying, well, I live on 10 acres, blah, 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 I'm going to have to go do research. Right? If it's an area that I'm not as commonly in or searching with current clients. That helped you? Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
As you flash lights at yourself.
I'm just like, which light is less intrusive? All right, Jay. Most common question. How do you deal with it?
About real estate, I don't get asked a whole lot, to be honest.
No. Forget the real estate. About your calendar.
About your calendar, yeah, your upcoming calendar with Colin.
My calendar, definitely about audio. No, I get asked a lot, actually. What's the best camera to buy, or what kind of camera should I get? I turn that around and because I'm usually happy to geek out about cameras, but it's not just as simple as like, oh, go get this, because a lot of the people who are asking me about cameras are also, they're longing for the days of, like, the $500 Best Buy special, and and first thing is, I'll just ask them, well, what do you shoot? Like, what do you like to shoot?
Yeah.
If it's
people.
What do you like to photograph?
What he answered, wasn't it?
Right, but that's it. It's like, if it's landscape, or portraits, or street photography, or or wildlife, because there's different cameras with different form factors, and that's the other thing. Is like, are you like, do you want something like big and bulky, and like the best of the best, or do you want something that you can throw into your bag or into your pocket and take it out to grab a couple snapshots here and there, right? Are you hoping that the $600 Rebel is going to take better photos than your cell phone? I mean, if that's the case, you're probably in for a big disappointment, because the cameras that we all have in our pockets are a whole lot better than a lot of those those entry level cameras that are out there. And then I ask people, well, what is your budget? And usually for that I get, I don't know. Or what do you shoot? I'm like, well, camera bodies alone can go for anywhere from a few $100s used to, oh God, like $6,000 or $7,000 without getting into kind of the specialty.
What is your most expensive body?
I was going to ask that. Yeah.
Currently, my most expensive camera body is the Nikon Z8. Brand new, at regular retail, that goes for about $5,400 for the body only.
And what do you use it for most?
That one, I'll be honest, I use it for everything. It's sort of the brother to Nikon's current flagship camera. So it's a camera that I can take into any situation, and I know it's just going to perform amazingly well. But it's not always the camera that I choose. So it's a big, hefty camera body. I mean, it's a brilliant camera. It's more camera than I will probably need for a while, but it's not always the one that I grab, because sometimes I want something lighter and smaller. If I'm going on a hike, or if I'm just kind of out and about, or if I want to be a little bit more discreet. Sometimes I grab my like when you're doing street photography, for example, right? People get weirded out if you have a big honking camera and a big lens pointed at them,
like they're lions on the Serengeti.
But the smaller, the more compact cameras don't tend to get people as weirded out, when you're doing those kind of shots. And then, sometimes I grab my 8-year-old crop sensor camera that is my favorite thing, that I still have and use all the time, because that's the one that inspires me to get really creative and have fun and play around and and do different things. So that there is no single best camera. It really depends on the person. And and the last tip I give anyone is go to a camera store if at all possible. So I mean, we've got Henry's here, and if you're in a bigger market, then you have more than one option. But get down to the camera store, talk to the people there, put the cameras in your hand, because that's a big one. There are some cameras that I thought that I was absolutely going to love and were going to be my next thing, and then I put it in my hand and I shot with it for half an hour and put it back because it didn't feel right. And what I like in a camera body is going to be completely different than what somebody else likes, and and what somebody else wants to use. Somebody said this about cameras and lenses, because really when you buy a camera, you buy into an ecosystem, right? Because you're buying into that family of lenses. So the person said, you date camera bodies, but you marry lenses. And I could talk about cameras for the rest of the evening.
I dare you to ask Jay about cameras or photography. I dare you.
Oh, Colin.
Well, I mean, what we're here for.
Well, but it's really funny though, because from that perspective, and I'll get to my question in a minute, I promise. But from that perspective, when Jay and I are looking at cameras, he and I are looking at completely different set of specs, completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Different,
and it's that advice, Jay, of go down to the camera store, get it in your hands, get a sense of how it feels, and understand that you're buying into an ecosystem.
Yeah. And a camera that I'm going to recommend to you for mostly video production that still has decent stills is different than the camera that I'm going to pick up that is killer on still photography, and I could care less about the video specs so long as it has some.
Right, as long as they are there. Now, that being said, we've shot on your older Fuji bodies video many times, and arguably some of the best output I think that we've ever collaborated on has been in a combination of whether it's your XT3 and my A7 or your XT3 and my FX30.
Yeah.
And so it's not to say that you can't work with other people who use different kind of cameras.
But also if you're on a shoot with multiple camera brands, right? Make sure you keep in mind that your color grading in post-processing is going to be a thing if you want that footage to match.
Yes, it is.
Right?
So buy a gray card.
Yeah.
Buy a gray card. Learn how to use it.
Get a color checker and create profiles with a color checker, because every camera has its own science in its sensors.
Yeah, big time. I think the question that I get asked the most, other than, oh, that's a really great 3-minute long video that we paid you for and shot for, can we have all the raw footage? That's probably one of the ones that comes up the most often, to which my response is, do you go to Sobeys and buy a cake and then ask them to give you all of the ingredients as well as part of that package? No, you absolutely can't.
I was gonna go, can I have the flour and eggs and all of that?
I mean,
sure,
okay,
but it'll cost you.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, technically you can. They're in aisle 6.
Yeah, aisle 7, 10, 12.
I mean, you know, and I try to take that with some grace, but it is one that comes up often for me. It's like, oh, that's a really great video, we love it, but can we have all the raw? And it's like, well, you can, but you know, there's a fee attached to that. You know, the other thing that I think I get asked really commonly when it comes to audio, and when it comes to, you know, podcasting specifically, is, and this is going to sound like really silly and really general, but it's the truth, is, well, what do I talk about? And if that's where we're starting, we have a whole consultation cycle to go through before we start recording anything. I've learned over the course of 6 or 7 years of doing this, and almost 30 plus of doing audio, that yes, you need a plan, but no plan survives engagement with the enemy. And so flexibility becomes really, really key. And kind of in tandem with that, your equipment knowledge. And this is something that Jay and I had talked about often when I was first getting really serious into video. And that's like, you don't show up for a shoot to fiddle with your gear. That's the stuff that needs to be second nature in my business. And in Jay's as well, right? And similarly with you two, like, I mean, it's not to say that there aren't questions that get asked that you're like, oh, let me check on that, because as wide repositories of knowledge we all may be, we still do not know everything, right? And there's always going to be that weird question like, oh, I don't know, let me see if that will even work.
Like Jim's question the other day.
Yeah. But you know, like to that point, it's really, really important that stuff is second nature, right? So and you guys have seen this. Jay and I fiddle. And when we're fiddling, it's to get that, okay, we're using a bunch of different cameras. Are the colors matched, right? Or am I going to have an absolute nightmare to deal with in post? And it's happened. And I've learned that lesson. Sorry, Jay?
But I'm saying, but the difference is that we're not figuring out how the camera works. We're tweaking and we're refining and we're
that's right,
making those adjustments because we know what adjustments we need to make.
Yeah, exactly. I think that comes right down to your point of, you go into battle with a plan, but it doesn't mean you're not going to change your plan as you go, because the enemy's not going to agree with you.
That's it. That's it. And it's not to say that our subjects are necessarily the enemy.
No, it's your tools are. Like, the camera might be being difficult. Who knows? A speaker might not want to work when you're trying to take in a phone call from somebody who's calling in for a show. Who knows?
We're working on it. Although that being said, and I don't want to stick there, but like the last set of phone audio captures that we grabbed sound dope. Like, they sound good. And if that is where we're stuck, which it's not, but if it's where we were stuck, I would be okay. And Jay knows this of me. Like, I am a bit, when it comes to audio, I'm a bit of a fascist. Yeah, just a little bit. And I'm learning. I have not learned. I'm on the journey, but I'm learning to kind of check myself as those things sort of come up. I come from the studio audio space, right? Like, I went to school for music. That's where I first started to learn professional recording. I mean, I recorded in my room with a boombox since I was like 13, but that doesn't really count. Whereas Jay has a lot of experience doing live shows, live sound, live lighting, and those sorts of things. So we were talking about collaboration and being of two different minds. That's where Jay and I find often where we get to marry our respective experiences together to create what it is that we want to create, what it is that we want to build.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that I think is so important in my business, and Jay, I think yours as well, and Jim and Eric, as far as real estate is concerned, it's that collaboration. You're collaborating with your clients, really trying to get an understanding of what it is that they want, and maybe how out to lunch some of their requests are, right? And I remember a story back when I'm not going to call it the before times, but back when I was kind of like just getting started, and my understanding of color specifically was not as far advanced as it is now, and creating a lot of problems for myself just within post-production and things like that. And I did a lot of solo shoots, and I worked with other people who also didn't have the strongest understanding of color science. And so I always found that it was a thing that, oh shit, we just finished a shoot. Now I have to go through and start correcting all of this, and I'm going to be here for days. Now grading and correction, because of the knowledge, because of the expertise, takes me a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, there's a small handful of touch-ups that we do with you guys because Jay and I are so dialed in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's so important. And same for you. Like when you show up to work with a buyer, you know, you're dialed into those properties, you know, based upon what they've told you, why this space may work for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
but also with that, I mean, it's for us, it's, you know, when we're working with buyers, like you said, dialed in, we're not just specific on that house. We need to know the comps to make sure that the house asking price is actually accurate, you know, and something that we should actually pursue as well.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of comes down to, you know, when you're collaborating with someone or working with clients, we just really try and set everybody else up for success.
Yeah, that's it. It's got to be win all around.
I think that's like, for me, that's the quote of the night, because again, it's like talking with local business owners is what Eric has right there. And as a local business, like Colin brought up too, who's your audience? What's your goal? Well, if your goal is to make sure your clients succeed, then like that's a great goal. That's the ideal goal to have. Is you're not like, I'm looking to make myself money, I'm trying to make it big. As a local business, you're taking it to make sure other people, again, as we say, like in the community, in that area, in that whatever their industry is, you're trying to help them succeed. You're not just like, hey, give me your money, I'll walk away.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I mean, and on the other side, I think, Jim, I think you just touched on a really important thing, right? Because, and I've had this happen when folks come to me and they're like, I want to be the next JRE. I'm just like, all right, here's your roadmap. Are you ready for 7 years of hard work? Because you are going to have to do so much to get your podcast to the point where it's monetized on Spotify. Do you understand the commitment that you are about to make?
Does that include I'd have to go and be a sports announcer for local wrestling and stuff? Like,
no, but it does mean that you're going to have to grind it out and fail for a little while, right? Before you really find that footing. And the other thing is, but when you talk about that kind of monetization, how comfortable are you talking to and asking for sponsorship? Right? Because if you've never done that before, maybe you should join Toastmasters. Maybe you should join, you know, like a B&I group or something like that to start learning how to have those conversations. These are outside of your podcast. How are you with social media marketing? Do you manage your own social media? Because right now, if you're starting from zero, maybe you do have a huge bankroll. Maybe you can pay people to do all these things for you. Sure. I mean, that's wonderful. That will definitely speed you along. But let's be serious. 80% of people who are in this space don't. right? Like you guys are managing your own social medias.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like that's okay. But there is a point in time where you want to get to a certain level. There is a certain degree of expertise that you have either need to have cultivated yourself or that you are purchasing from somebody else.
Right. Yeah.
And I think podcasting is one of those things like a lot of different disciplines, is the people who are good at it make it look so easy that everyone thinks that they can do it and instantly succeed, right? I mean, great. I think it's great that there has been that sort of podcast explosion, that it's still going, but we're also in a much more saturated market where the fact that you have a microphone and have a guest does not entitle you to an audience, right?
Yeah.
Well said, Jay.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's the thing. It's like,
no, we're seeing that. Like we're only we have 5 episodes out, and
we are not at 1 million viewers yet.
No,
we have not had one episode go viral.
Colin, did you not press the viral button?
To quote Adam of Viva La Dirt League, there is no viral button, Rowan. There's not it doesn't work that way. Well, I think it's Alan. I think it's Alan in that. Yeah.
I would like to quote them in a bunch of things too, but one of the main ones is just great day for fishing, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
But Viva La Dirt League is a really, really great example of what we're talking about here, right? Because
I want to be them big, please.
But look at their old stuff. Look at how rough it is, right?
Yeah.
Now, Adam is coming at this as a filmmaker, right? He has experience, training, education as a filmmaker. Now, where we are in 2025, I mean, you guys have probably seen some of their BTS stuff. They have a whole crew. And these people are showing up with like cinema line cameras.
Yeah.
Right? Like $10,000 camera bodies and $5,000 camera rigs just to carry them around and get the shots that they want. It's so amazing to see what they've built. But they didn't start there. It was really just a handful of them doing the best they could.
Shoddy costumes, shoddy areas, shoddy like everything. But again, I still watch the old stuff. Like I love the old stuff. Like the new stuff's great. Like I'm glad they have backgrounds. I'm glad they can do the glitch moments and stuff. But give me those old original costumes and like
you can go onto their YouTube channel and you can watch the compilations of their different series, like from episode 1.
Yeah. And you can watch all of Board. You can watch all of that stuff. I am a proud, and I don't mind promoting them, I'm a proud card carrying, legacy member of their community. I pay them monthly just so they keep making content. Good God, because I find them so funny. But going back to what we were talking about before, they really identified their audience. They really identified some of the things that they could talk about in ways that they could talk about it that was meaningful to that audience. Yes, it's all comedy. It's all funny stuff. But, the commentary that they're running, Board is a really, really good example. Is like, oh, we work in this shit retail job, and this is, exactly. This is funny. And then you look at like one of my favorites is Souls Logic, because I'm a huge Dark Souls fan. I love Dark Souls, and they touch on so many bullshit aspects about those friggin' games. And whenever Solaire shows up, I'm just like, yes, praise the sun. Sunbro is here. But again, it's all about that they understood who they were talking to and why they were talking to them before they got anywhere with it.
I think that's going with, in all honesty, the trend with one of the things you brought up to us first is like, who's your audience? And I think that is so important. I think that was the best question to come out with. That was the best thing for me and Eric started planning that right away, because that was one of our questions is who are we trying to reach? And it seemed so broad at first, but it really isn't, because like when you're looking at our reason, because it's like who you're trying to reach, well, there's a big group of people you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
But why we were trying to reach them? Education on real estate, period. Education on aspects, community, period. Like, it's a broad spectrum of people because it's a very, like, it's two small things that reach a very wide audience. Like, who in the community isn't talking about real estate daily?
Yeah.
Isn't asking a friend, a neighbor, a colleague, like, oh, how'd your house do? Oh, did you see this in the market? Oh, did you hear the news about the rates? Like,
yeah.
Did you hear that interest rates are dropping again?
Right?
That ain't happening this year.
Um,
Oh, come on. We're not going to see another couple
No.
point drop, nah?
No.
No.
I actually just posted a video from somebody who used to work in the. Did
We
you
lost
just boot Colin?
I didn't boot him.
Just booted.
Here he
Too much
comes.
attitude.
I didn't boot
I have a friend I used to work at a
Bank of
restaurant
Canada's
with,
on me.
and she made a post, and as I always said, there is a very easy trend to follow from the States to here. As much as people don't want to hear it, what's happening in the Bank of America is going to transfer to the Bank of Canada. There is a very now. It's not everything you need to know what to look for, but I posted her post today because her post specifically tells you what to look for. It's like, I'm not the pro. That is not the financing, the banks. That's not me.
No.
But the education is our responsibility. As agents, we are responsible to make sure that the base public that we have access to has the right information coming in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's and that's the thing. Like, and you've hit on something key there, right? Because otherwise, who the hell are you, and why are people listening to you guys? Blather on. We listen to podcasts either to be entertained or to be informed, or
we want both.
Or in certain genres to be scared, and sometimes that's all three in this show. But
I'm always scared.
Shenanigans.
But I mean, but that's the thing. It's like we consume media to be informed, to be entertained, to be scared, to have an emotional reaction to it.
Yeah.
Right?
To feel something.
Yeah, I mean, it's why like horror is such a huge freaking genre, because
regardless of how bad it is.
Yeah, because it hits those primal feelings, and I watch more YouTube than I really should, but and you'd think that I'm right into all like the gear talk and the gear reviews and I mean I am to an extent, but the videos that I tend to really make a point of clicking on all the time are the educational ones, because
if you're not learning something, then what are you doing?
The amount of video essays that are Jay, I feel that so deep.
I mean, somebody's doing a lighting setup. Great. Maybe I'll pick up a little tip. Maybe I'll, look at things in a bit of a different perspective. Even if it's, and I mean, yes, obviously they're going to be entertaining. Yes, I enjoy the creator, the content, and so on and so on. But more than just somebody blathering on about, I did this shoot and I go to here and I drink this coffee and I, have this camera and I do it. When they're like, so here's the shot that I got. Here's how I got this shot. Right now, I'm inspired to go out and do something.
Try to do that, replicate, or take an idea using that skill.
Yeah, and those are those are also the creators that I'm going to do my best to support. So when they have an affiliate link, and I know somebody who's looking for something that they're promoting, like, hey, go through this person so that they can get some credit for it.
Yeah. And I think that's such a huge thing, within all of our respective industries, actually. And I appreciate that, it works perhaps a little bit differently within real estate, but that whole referral idea, like if we work and we collaborate with people who are, aligned with us, it becomes much easier to say, oh, Jay, to your point, like, oh, you're looking for that kind of lens? Go check out this guy's affiliate link. You probably save a couple of dollars. Yes, support a creator. And this has happened actually between Jay and I a couple of times. There's 2 creators that Jay has shared with me that now I follow. Right. And they are constantly showing up in my feed, different camera
Eric,
reviews.
it's us.
I don't have a choice with you guys. Are you kidding?
We stalk you now.
I do have a question for the 2 of you again, just as the you guys being like the guests as well as just someone to shoot the crap with. Is somebody looking to do podcast or a stream? What tools, if they're going to try to start again, like people who trying to do it low budget, do it themselves, whatever. What tools should they have, and where should they be putting their videos, and in what kind of length? Like just the quick tips on that.
Great question. Jay, do you want to jump on the front part of that?
Sure. So the first thing is invest in decent audio. You can shoot a podcast with your cell phone to start out, but people will forgive crappy video much faster than crappy audio.
Yeah.
Right. And especially for this format, right? I don't even have to watch the video because it's because I'm still getting all the information. I'm not really feeling like I'm missing a whole lot.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I'd say, if you're going to if you're somebody who's going to invest in putting together your own kind of kit, right? So first is your audio, and then lighting, because an amazing camera with crappy lighting is still going to look worse than your cell phone camera where everyone's lit properly.
I'm working on it. I gotta change the light in here so I don't have a big halo around me. All right, I'm
just get it.
It wasn't pointed at all, Jim.
But if that's
saying my audio worked.
Look. But you know what? Honestly, like a $30 ring light that you get online that you put on your desk behind your camera, that'll work wonders, because the better the light is on you, the less work your camera has to do, which means the better your video is.
I got a ring light. It's just I'm in a dark room.
There's a few times I've gone on to a podcast, and the video or the sound, it's like my volume's max on my phone, and I can still hardly hear them. I'm like, on to the next.
Yep.
I don't even finish it.
You come across a podcast like that, you send them an email and be like, listen, I got somebody I want to introduce you to.
But the other thing is, I know, especially if you're starting out and you're on a bit of a budget, right? Like the DIY route is really, it's like, well, what's the cheapest thing that I can get on Amazon to plug into my computer to do everything off of my laptop? And I mean, sure, that's a thing, but even something as simple as get a buddy and have them run the laptop.
Yeah.
Right. So
just don't buy your headphones for Temu.
No.
Or your Mr. Bean.
No, don't get them from there and from wherever the hell I got my mic, apparently.
The garbage bin accidentally, apparently.
Because that's a really, really good point that you just brought up, Jay. And there are a few things when it comes to that audio setup that the general person just might not think of, right? It seems really easy. Oh, I can get a decent microphone that's USB connective on Amazon for $30 or $40. It's got a desk arm and everything, and that looks like everything that you need. Please, if any you out there in the yard are listening to this, don't do that. USB audio stinks. And it's really, really tough to control. I'm not saying that there are not good USB microphones out there. They exist. they're real.
But be prepared to spend, at least $100.
At least. So what I have here is a Behringer. Oh, you can't really see it. Oh, there it is.
You're blurred. There you go.
There it is.
There you go.
This is a Behringer Euphoria 404. These retail for $100, and they will give you at least 192 kilobit bit rates on your audio recordings that you can plug.
$100
Yeah, there you go. That you can plug a decent
$111
into.
$111.
But that's the other
for a
piece.
working mic,
So,
not from Temu.
But that's the other piece, right? So like there are AirPods. Sony has actually got a really kick-ass set of wireless earbuds out there that have microphones in them. I think they're $130. So if you have, and it's not the best, but if you have a Bluetooth 2.4 gigahertz connection, whether it's on your laptop or your phone or whatever, they'll carry you a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they really, really will. And so if you're going to invest in anything, invest in a microphone. Buy a decent microphone, for God's sakes.
And
learn how to use it.
And here's where hop onto YouTube and do a quick search for best budget microphones for podcast. Right, and you'll see a list of videos, and look for the ones that come up a lot, right? Like, what are the microphones that like 5, 6, 7, 8 creators are saying, like, this is not the best of the best, but this is, at this price point, this will get the job done for you.
right.
But also, look at what their next tier picks are, right? So you have a sense of where you're going, where you're growing, because honestly, sometimes the difference between what like the beginner tier and the intermediate tier is maybe $100,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Spend $100,
but it makes a big difference.
Well, it does, right? Because I mean, I look at this exactly from the same perspective of when I started playing the guitar. I borrowed a really, really, really poorly set up classical guitar to start learning on. And I struggled for the first 6 months. Then I bought my first budget, like Squire level acoustic guitar. Rocked that for a couple of years before I really started coming up to the ceiling of it. When I was getting ready to go to music school, I realized, maybe my little budget Squire and my crappy Seagull, like low-end Seagull, not saying that Seagull makes awful guitars, but like a low-end sub $250 guitar, I had to replace that too. Now, there's that argument. Had I ran out and bought a Fender Stratocaster, American-made, $1,500 guitar right when I started, sure, I wouldn't have hit the ceiling of that for years before I needed to replace it.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have the chops to make that worth my while. I had to kind of prove to myself that this is something I want to do. So to Jay's point, like finding that mid-tier, that lower mid-tier is a really great place for you to start. You might be spending another $100, but that microphone's going to last you a lot longer, and it's going to carry you a lot farther than buying that $40 Temu with a desk arm, USB connected microphone that you're going to want to replace in like a week. And may even have to.
Yeah.
Audio interface. I got somebody who popped up and say they use the Scarlett 2.
Scarlett 2 Eyes. Those things are banging. Those things are great. That DI will carry you for a long time, forever. I recorded on one of those for like 8 years. I did my audition for Acadia Music School on a Scarlett.
Well, there you go, Dylan. You've got the right thing there, Dillybot.
Yeah, they're awesome. Love those damn things. And the other piece is too is like go to Wrong and McQuaid. Sorry, go to Long and McQuaid. That is like it's like impulse now. Go to Long and McQuaid, just like Jay said. Like go to Henry's, go to the camera store and ask. Go to Long and McQuaid and ask.
Yeah,
There
Right,
is somebody on that staff, on that floor today, right now, who's got the right answer for you.
Yeah.
Colin, one of our producers, is giving the wrap it up sign there. Jay said, "No, I'm kidding." Can you give the second part though? Where should people be posting up? How should people?
Oh, geez, yeah, you got us talking about gear.
Yeah. We went on a rant. We'll bring you back really back in.
Honest opinion here, guys. Might not be the most popular opinion. There are a lot of platforms out there that will help you distribute your podcast. I'm a big fan of Podbean just because it does the multiple distribution channels all at once. But if you're really looking for the one platform, YouTube. It's YouTube.
Yeah, so I had that in my head.
I know Spotify is great, and I know that's where a lot of people kind of like fall back to. That's where a lot of people go, but it's YouTube.
I found that there was a podcast I used to listen to quite a bit, and they're just doing YouTube video now.
See, I'm seeing that
they're doing
happen
it live, and then or they'll record and post, but they're not even doing the podcast anymore.
Yep,
the
YouTube,
audio version only.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. Video has become a really, really big component of these.
Yeah,
and
YouTube's been what they say, and it probably still is the second largest search engine in the world, next to Google. Which is also, and then I don't know, but
it's currently what was it? I think last month or in the last year, more people watch YouTube on television than streaming channels.
That's right.
It's hard. I go on YouTube a little bit, but I don't dive into it like you do, Jay. But I have been using it because the Northern Super League, the Canadian Women's Soccer League, they broadcast their games free on YouTube. So I have the smart TV, I have the YouTube app. I go on there, I search, Halifax Tides, and boom, it's right there. That's probably the only thing I really watch on YouTube on my TV. But I definitely do use YouTube probably as much as I use Google search, which is ridiculous.
I mean, YouTube is how I get my 90s fixes. I'll tell you that right now.
Yep, I watch a lot. Like, so Laura, my wife Laura, and I, we have kind of this thing where we do Saturday morning cartoons.
Right? I used to collect them. I literally just got rid of them recently.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, not that you got rid of them, but that you used to collect them.
Well, I just don't have a DVD player anymore, and YouTube exists, so I don't need the actual space taken up.
This is it. And I mean, this will be a nice segue, but like, so Laura and I spent some time watching a few episodes of the old He-Man.
Love it.
So do I. I really love it. However, the new He-Man really kicks ass.
It is
really good.
Kevin Smith ones.
It's so dark and so good.
One or two of those out.
Two Revolutions.
I've only seen the first one.
Revolutions and Revelations, I think, Jay.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Both series are excellent. I'm not being paid for this promotion. Go watch the new He-Man.
Yeah. I would happily be paid for this promotion because, agreed, 100%. It is
live action one coming out too.
Another live action one. I'm still Dolph Lundgren. He was an amazing He-Man.
That movie.
Speaking of B-roll movies,
I remember going to see that when it came out, and 7-year-old me thought it was the shit. And
fried chicken and He-Man.
47-year-old me realizes it was shit.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
Again, B-roll movies. Mystery Science Theater 3000. If I'm going to put a plug into anything as far as that goes, is all of my favorite sci-fis are from that.
But we did grow up in the best generations, growing up in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
There's a thing about there's something to be said for a show or a movie that isn't pretending to be good.
It knows exactly what it is.
Well, it's like they call B-roll movies now flops. It's like, but the movies that we knew as B-roll movies, they weren't made to be great. They were, we have a budget, we just want a cult following.
Yeah. I think
Beastmaster.
Like Toxic Avenger, Sergeant Kabuki Man. If you guys haven't seen Sergeant Kabuki Man, holy hell!
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
but you're right.
Howard the Duck.
Oh my god,
Howard
Howard
the
the Duck
Duck.
is so
That was a
good.
one.
It is so
Mhm.
good. But man, oh man.
Probably watched that too young.
So yeah, YouTube is the answer to the question.
YouTube, got it. Perfect. No, as much as I love everyone, I do have to put my daughter to bed.
Oh, Jim.
Sounds lame.
All right,
I'm
give
fine.
you guys.
Parenting.
All right, let's wrap things up then. Jay, give us a shout out of your company, where we can find you, where people can follow you.
Awesome. So I am the headshot photographer for people who hate having their photo taken. Capture It Photography. You can find me online at www.captueit.photography and on all the socials and all that jazz. And the podcast, the very same podcast space that we record the community game plan in is available for rent. So if you're an aspiring creator, then absolutely check it out. And I need to now find out if that domain is actually.
Let's go on Nape Cheap after we're done here, and we'll.
I think I might need to do that. Yep. I think that might be available. I think that might be.
We should buy it. We should buy it, Jay, and host the podcast there. Host community game plan at .ca.
All right, thanks, Jay. Colin, give your shout.
Thanks so much. I'm Colin Alexander with Conduit Voice Media. You can find me conduitvoice.com. Also on all socials as Conduit Voice, although I post a little bit more frequently as Colin. And actually, I got to say, you guys are getting me better at this. And getting me back into being active on social media because I want to promote you. And it makes it a lot easier to, be doing that for somebody else than just kind of for myself.
Oh, yeah, self-promotion sucks.
Yeah, I'm absolutely effing awful at it. Like, I'm really, really bad at it. But otherwise, yeah, you can feel free to shoot me an email, colin.alexander@conduitvoice.com. If you have any questions about podcasting, video, production, shoot me a mail. I always love to have the conversation. And if I don't know the answer, I'm probably going to refer you to Jay.
Awesome. Jim, give you a little shout and then we'll kick you out.
Sure. Awesome. Jim Smardon.
Time's up. Beat it.
That's all you need to know.
Cut.
No, for real, though. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh, he actually left. Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
We could go for hours. This is, I think, the longest Over the Pint we've ever had. We're hour 38 minutes in.
I thought they were supposed to be an hour and a half.
We've had these for an hour. We've had them for 45 minutes. We've had them an hour and 40.
Well,
we should the four of us just go on here and just randomly chat every once in a while.
I'm down. I mean, I would be super down with that. I think I don't want to steal your thunder. Maybe there's a different format, but
no, this format was more the shenanigans, right? This was supposed to be versus the podcast, the community game playing podcast. Like, this was supposed to have less structure. That's why we're having a drink, having a beer over a pint in a sense. Because I found like in my initial thought plan, because I had these ideas years ago before I even met Jim, and I just could never get it off the ground on my own. And the podcast was definitely, helped by him pushing me, because I was saying to him, like, I have this idea, and then it was actually him that actually pushed me to get things going. So, but no, I don't even remember where I was going with this now. No, but what?
I was exactly. But I mean, listen, I'm happy to jump on with you guys anytime. Honestly, I'm sorry that Jim's not here. But chatting with you guys is a lot of fun. Authentically, it's a great time. Recording you guys is an absolute friggin' blast. Like, for real. I know Jay and I get a lot out of it, just personally and creatively. So yeah, I mean, anytime you want to have a chat and throw it out to the masses, let us know.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I mean, like I said, like I said at the beginning of this, Jay, before you came on, this was our neglected show because Jim and I really have dropped the gun on this one, dropped the ball on this one. But that was that's where I was going before. That was the original plan. The podcast was supposed to be the structural, the education. This was supposed to have the education, but the less structured, more comfortable feel. And I think both are actually getting that way, because I think even the pod, from where I've listened to my first episode to where, what we've done with you guys recently, I know Jim and I have gotten more comfortable, and it's just starting. We're learning our voices in a sense with this platform.
Yeah.
So it's the more we do, the more we get better. And that's why I said to Jim with this show, like, it was supposed to be a bi-weekly. And then it got pushed off to every 3 weeks. Then it got pushed off to a month. And then summer happened. And it's like, I mean, this was the first Thursday I've had off from soccer all month.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard scheduling, right? When, I have 4 nights a week with the girls coaching soccer. And then I play soccer myself once a week. Plus, girlfriend and I try to have a life.
Do you sleep?
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a late. I go to bed late, up decent time. Usually early, about 6 hours, 7 hours sleep at night.
Yep. Sounds right.
And I've calmed down even compared to where I used to be.
Man, just the thought of that kind of pace makes me absolutely exhausted. Although that being said, like, I mean, there are definitely weeks here, especially a lot recently, because I mean, I'm in busy season right now. Jay's in busy season right now.
Yeah.
There are 80, 90-hour work weeks. Like, they just
easily.
They're real.
Yeah.
And I mean, as a real estate agent, like as a realtor, like, are you ever really fully off the clock?
No. Ask my girlfriend. No.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, I mean, I'll go to a house that's a friend. Like, I'm not even in real estate mode, and the first thing I do, I get out of my car and my eyes go to the roof, and I just scope down the whole house, left to right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get in the house and I'm looking. But I was like that. So my background, hospitality, banquets, things like that, bartending. So when I was in that world and I'd go out to eat, I did the same thing. I would sit there and critique the waiters or the bartenders, the same thing you guys do, I'm sure.
Oh, dude, I am awful. Do not take me to a restaurant. Do not. It's not fun for anybody.
I'm better now. I mean, I've been out of that industry for so long. I'm better now, but now it's the real estate. It's that aspect.
I'm still really bad for that when I'm going to see live shows, because I mean, especially the lighting and I'm looking, like the lighting, the audio, like the production, right? And as much as, yes, I can be a little bit of an ornery bit of a snob about it. That I've really enjoyed the show when I'm not picking it apart. Like,
right.
When I'm not sitting there and looking up at the lighting grid and trying to
when you're not bored.
Yeah.
Like when I'm in, like I'm in just in the moment there, and it's like, like you go out to a restaurant and like, even if everything's not technically perfect, like the vibe's right, you're having a good time, the food's decent, you have that greater appreciation for it.
Yeah.
Right. Rather than the, like, okay, we know you're not actually busy, get off your phone and check on your tables.
Or why are you leaving my table with empty arms? Ever?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Explain this to me. Now, and by no means am I Gordon Ramsay. Like, by no friggin' means have I ever cooked or served to that standard. but good friggin' God. I mean, like right to your point, Jay.
Yeah.
You know, I had a great meal if I didn't spend the entire time going,
Making faces.
It's just like, I mean, it's awful. Now, Jay, you would have loved the lighting at the show Monday night for Tommy Emmanuel. Holy hell. This guy travels, one-man band, guitar.
Yeah.
He's incredible. Like he's a wizard. But he travels with a crew of 4.
Nice.
Right? His sound guy, his lighting guy, and a couple of techs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about you, Jay, the whole night. I was like, God damn, this guy is killing it. And I'm paying more attention to the lighting than I am to the guitar god who's like, 20 meters in front of me, who I paid to see.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah, well, you can take the kid out of the industry, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, look, we went to a show at Scotiabank Center not too long ago, and you could tell that one of the openers, they must have pissed off the sound guy. And
set his high pass at 600, huh?
and the lighting guy had obviously never seen or heard them before. It was it was the most entertaining part of the set, but it's a thing. I think
it adds layers.
I think we've lost Eric as well.
Oh, well, I
I'm
guess,
here. I'm here.
well, here we are on Over the Pint, everybody, and thanks for joining us for the show tonight.
I think that's over a pint.
Yeah.
Over a pint, yeah.
Definitely over a pint, but I mean, I'm at number 3, and I think that's my last, because
that's my third too. I know. I've just peeked out. My dog's like creeping closer and closer to the front door because it's around 9 o'clock, anywhere for 8:45 to 9:15 is her out, like last time out type of night, and then she gets her snack. So she's like, I can see her like out in the living room. She's just creeping closer to that front door.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about, Eric, before we do wrap up? Like, I mean, we don't need to keep you all night, but I mean, I can hang out virtually until 10 o'clock. I still have work to do.
I said, yeah. No, I think like I definitely, like I said to Jim before, is like, this is exactly what I want. Like, if we can bring different people in, if there's the 4 of us plus another person, then we can just banter back and forth. This is what I want. It's just, like I said, trying to find the time. And we're trying to figure out, is this live format the best, or should we just be recording this and throwing it out later? So there's like tons of different things in my head that I've been going back and forth. But like I said, the more I do this, the more comfortable I'm getting on camera, the more comfortable I'm getting for the podcast. But now it's like, okay, now, like, I know you've mentioned you got some ideas for guests that we can talk to, but for me, it's the behind the scenes stuff, trying to find the guests, find the topics. Like you were talking about, people, what do I talk about? Well, there's tons of stuff we can talk about, as you guys know, but is it something people want to hear? So that's where I've been back and forth in my own head and bouncing ideas off of Jim with every once in a while. And, I think we're doing okay, but I think as we do more, we'll figure out, the best topics for our community.
Yeah, sure. And like, I mean, if I may offer, there's a couple of things that you can do there. Really low hanging fruit. One, do up a list of a few questions. Ask all of your effing clients.
Yeah.
Ask them all, and kind of take stock of what they respond with. And the other piece is that like you and Jim are.
Yeah, I'll end it. Here, Jay, we'll go off. We're going way off.
Okay, fair. We'll consider you to this BTS.
Yeah, we'll stay online, but I'm going to end the stream.
Sure.
So thanks again, guys, for coming out. I know we've been, I think, a couple people. There is a couple people watching us right now.
Oh, yeah.
We've been in and out. This is going to be recorded and published everywhere. So thank you again. Thank you to our guests, Jay and Colin, and our producers for the community. On social clipping that. And
call an ambulance.
All right, I'm gonna end this. Thank you guys, and we'll chat offline.
Yeah, it's a good shout, Jay. It's a good shout.